YouTube, Damo_23 here, and welcome back to another episode of Leicester Reborn. In today's episode, we've got two massive games and two cup competitions today. We have got a fourth round game in the Carabao Cup against Newcastle, and then we've got PSG in the Champions League. The reason why we're giving you the fourth round, very, very easily put. If you have a look at the results and the teams that are playing, we have a big chance to be up against a decent side in the quarterfinal, which means making the semi. A lot of the big teams have fallen away. Man City, who we pumped, by the way, in the league, have just sacked Gattuso after losing 6-1 to Norwich. They're having a very, very poor year. Chelsea play Arsenal, which means one of the traditional big, six are out. Last year's finalists, Liverpool, Man United, they're gone. And as you can see down the bottom half, a lot of teams that we would be expected to beat. So with that being said, if we can beat Newcastle today, it's a very, very good performance. Secondly, in terms of the Champions League, I played a couple of games, beat Ajax 2-1 in a game we weren't convincing. Our rotated team beat AEK. Well, we have to speak about a man called Shaquille Phillips. This guy has been immense for us. And he's developing quite nicely too. He is a 6-foot winger that could play up front. I think I'd use him probably off the left-hand side, but he's someone that can play in a lot of positions. Five-star potential from Spurs, one of the guys we highlighted last episode. I started playing him. As it goes, we played him in the Carabao Cup last time out. In the last round, he scored off the bench. I'm going to bring him off the bench in the league then, because Gareth Cole's not 100% fit. Scored off the bench. I then brought him off the bench in the Champions League against AEK, and he scored a hat-trick. This kid is a different level of gravy. With that being said as well, we then beat Southampton 3-0, Man City 3-1, and like I said, pumped them. Matheus Cunha hasn't been scoring goals, but he got 2 against City and 2 against Southampton, 3.44 XG, conceding in the 94th minute to run the clean sheet. We beat Atlanta 4-1 with a rotated side as well. Matheus Cunha scoring there too, finally getting through there. Had to bring the big boys on though. Luis Guillermo Silva, who's also been developing, scored 1 as well. And then lucky last, Chelsea as well for a 1-1 draw. We just played that one there on stream. We, of course, live, links down below. We drew 1-1. That means at the moment in the Premier League, we are currently 10 played, 8 wins, 2 draws, no losses, only team undefeated so far. It's a very good start. My plan, however, is to play Newcastle in the Carabao Cup and beat them, rotate in the away game in the league and probably risk losing. So we're full strength for PSG. We also have Liverpool on the horizon as well, but that won't be an episode. But as things stand, things are going very well. In the group, we're currently top. We topped this last year. I doubt we'll top it with our harder run in this year. And without further ado, we're going to get straight into today and see how we go. Now, it is going to be a full strength side. Important to note a couple of things with the loan players too, if we go to the development and the loans. First things first, apparently Yaya's injured, 7 days, 2 weeks. I was going to say, I didn't realise that. Jorge Luis Velez is out on loan. Not been playing, but is definitely developing. His value's gone up and his potential's gone up. We highlighted him last episode. If you guys didn't see me sign him, we signed him last episode. He accepted the contract we offered him, obviously at the end of the video. But yeah, currently out there on loan, developing quite nicely. Future captain as well with 15 leadership and 17 teamwork. If he gets a work permit in January, when he comes back to me, we are definitely going to be playing him up front because he's just going to start and, 18 and... Yeah, he's my long-term striker. I'm in love with him already. I think he's fantastic. But with that being said, I can hear the dog barking, which probably means my mum is home as well. Which, if it is, I'm going to cut away in just a second. And mum is home, so I'm going to speak to mum here quickly for a second, guys. We'll be back with the lineup and getting into Newcastle. Now that we talked to mum, guys, who's been out babysitting all day, so I just wanted to give a hello. Let's talk about the team. Meslier, world class, fantastic. Love using him. He's fantastic. Justin's going to play because Livramento has a knock. He gets a few knocks, that boy. Tomori's not had the best of the year. Marshall's not 100%, so I'm going to play Harry Soto. Doesn't start many games, but has been in very good form this year. And Luke Thomas. Tarum and Lavia together has been fantastic. Elise, Smith-Rowe, and Hassan have been outrageous. Now, Hassan may not get the numbers on here. He's got 6 goal contributions in 10 games, so maybe he does have the numbers. I've changed him to an inverted winger, and outrageousness happens. Like, you put him as an inverted winger, and all of a sudden, this boy cooks. He just cooks. I know he's only got 10 crossing. It shouldn't really suit him. but he just cooks. He is fantastic at what he does. Matheus Cunha, like I said, not having the best of year, but the last 5 have been not bad. My big thing that I'm going to say about him is Arsenal and Barcelona want him. I'm telling you right now, if I get a bid of 50 mil plus, we're going to sell, because that paves way for the 18-year-old if he gets a work permit to play. And even if he doesn't, I'll probably accept it. I'll pay Ronnie up front for the rest of the year, as in Ronnie Badgie. And then we will obviously look to hopefully get work permits for the lads moving forward as well. Without further ado, though, let's get into this one here. It's a big game. Obviously, we have a few big teams going out. We want to go out there and beat Newcastle. They're not the easiest side. They've been okay in this save. They definitely have got a very big squad, or a good squad, I should say. And there we are. So Unai Simon, Dodo, fantastic footballer, Sutalo, Inacio, and Seven Botman, pretty good player. Seven Botman, Marco Anguillo, Joelinton, Sandro Tonali, so pretty much like their real life midfield. Marcus Edwards, good signing. Nicolas Pepe, or normal Pepe, it's Pepe, the 28-year-old Brazilian, not Nicolas Pepe, and Isaac up front. Grumiado's there for people that knows. Anthony Gordon's still there too for their English depth. Haven't really pushed as much as you do see Newcastle maybe on some saves push, but yeah. Let's see what we can do here. We've gone surprisingly full strength, as the game just told me there. That's mainly because I kind of want to win this competition and knock it off its head before I start really focusing on the under 21s. Plus, if there's ever a time to go full strength, it's when you are undefeated in 10 matches in the league. Away we go, away from home. A few big teams are out. Hopefully this is a good day for us. Lavia's picked up a knock early doors. Hopefully we'll just work that off. And he seems to be. And 18 minutes played. As you can see from the stats, 5 shots to their none. 0-0. Highlight. Elise. Matheus Cunha. Headed and in from Smith Rowe. A bit of a lucky highlight. Also just realised we have Harry Souttar out here. Need to just do this as well and probably move these two around. But Smith Rowe 1-0. Love it. A little bit lucky. Don't know who wins the header here. It's Matheus Cunha that heads it. And then Smith Rowe knocks home. We'll take it. Out of all the ways to score, after having the 6 shots early, that's the way. We don't care. We would be up in arms if we conceded that, though. Yes, I know. Time ticking. Got to corner. Harry Souttar's front stick. Got Tomori in there behind him as well. Got some options. Whips it. Harry Souttar doesn't win. Falls to Matheus Cunha. Hassan. Thuram. Good ball, but he's offside, so that's not going to count. Good ball there from Hassan, though. He's a very silky player. He's only 19. He's going to be here long term. While we're implementing everybody else that's like homegrown, under 21s, whatever, Hassan's going to still be here because, you know, we're not going to just sell everybody and then it's, yeah, I'm going to sell them over time and Hassan's going to be one of the last ones, I reckon. Wasn't that far off. Dominating Newcastle, though. Absolutely dominating, which is superb. Just only 1-0, which obviously in a cup game, especially when it goes straight at penalties, is not fun. But at the moment, we're very much nullifying everybody, which is good. Thomas, Smith Rowe, Thomas, Tomori, and Thuram. They all play out. Souttar, James Justin. Elise made a good run and gets that. In the area he goes, cuts it. Matheus Cunha's effort's been blocked. 55 minutes is 1-0. At 1-0, I don't want to really take Matheus Cunha off. He would be the obvious choice here because he can take a pen. Just in case. Few bookings out there. Another set piece. Back stick. Harry Souttar's the target. Oh, he's had it just wide. That's why we love having big Harry still at the football club. He is superb. 7 Botman, Pepe, Inacio, and Willow. Back to Sutalo. Good press from us, and we forced the long ball for Tomori to sweep. Lavia to Rum. Needs a runner. James Justin. Elise made it a good run. Is he onside? Might have been. Beats his man. Finishes wide, unfortunately. Was very well worked apart from that. Matheus Cunha's penalties are 13, so yeah, we want to keep him out there for that reason. Lavia is pretty dead. 7 penalty taking. Drewsbury, who I think's got better penalty taking at 10. So we're going to bring him on. Hassan has got 12 penalty taking. Would take a penalty for us as well. So we're not going to take him off. Feel like I don't want to do this, but we are 1-0 up, and Garen Quoll could score off the bench. Now, Garen's had a couple of injuries this year. So he's actually downgraded to 2-star, which is a leading championship striker. We are at the end of the Garen Quoll life cycle for us. Yep. Just before. Anyway, Isaac with the ball. If they score right now, I'm going to be livid we took him off. If we lose from here, it's because I took Mateus Jr. off. If we lose in the shootout, at least. 7 Botman of all people. Hits one, blocked. Elise now can go down the other end. This is where we brought Garen Quoll on for the speed. Garen Quoll chasing at will. And in the end, doesn't get there. Son, Thomas wins. Can we build now? Can we find a midfielder? Into Rum. Smith Rowe. Great ball out there looking for Elise. Should have probably been for James Justin, who's with him. Ball back stick. Assange straight at the keeper. 69 minutes of domination. It's only 1-0. It is not a good spot. A few boys are a little bit tired out there as well. Now, Toronto taking a penalty? Probably not. Alex Scott wouldn't take a penalty. But like for like, I think that's important. Elise would probably take a penalty. Smith Rowe would take a penalty. Sun would take a penalty. James Justin wouldn't take a penalty. I think Demirul comes in for James Justin then as a wing-back or full-back on defend. Just sit. Do not move. We'll leave one time wasting change. Reason why we have to think about penalty takers, it's only 1-0, 22 shots, extra 2. We've only scored 1 goal. We need to think about it. Time ticks. We've absolutely dominated Newcastle. It would be cruel to see a highlight right now. As I often say in cup games, it doesn't matter how you win in the cup, you just got to win. 26 shots, 6 on target, actually a 2.33, only 1 goal, but yet again, Harry Souttar's involved in another clean sheet. He maybe could be our best centre-back because he just keeps clean sheets. Tamori gets a good match rating finally. Smith Rowe's headed goal for all the good creativity. It's a header to another header that's gone in the back of the net. It's one of those ones on FM. But we lead 1-0, and that's all that matters. And Arsenal knock out Chelsea in a shootout. Brighton beat Wolves, and Bournemouth get through against Villa, which is pretty good for us as well. Norwich obviously beating Man City 6-1 was also huge too, which means that if you have a look at the Carabao Cup fixtures, as you can see here, you got Bournemouth left, Norwich left, Liverpool left, Palace, Brighton and Sheffield. As long as you avoid Liverpool, I don't want to say virtually through to the next round. Arsenal, pretty good side, but yeah, let's go and stay live here. Jacob wants... Should be good more game time. Look, it's Melier. Just talk to him. Thank you. Our backup keeper relaxes now. But yeah, we'll stay live for the quarterfinal. Under 21s win 3-1 there in the International Cup. That's good. That's our first game in there. Good to see Thomas Garcia doing well. Shaquille playing above a 7. Luis Guillermo Silva's done right. I'm very worried about Stuart Warren's lack of development. Need to fill out that 21s a touch more. 18s are actually doing really well. It's the first time the 18s are doing really well in the season. If you look at the 18s and fixtures and Division 1 South. Currently top, only have drawn and lost to Liverpool and drew to Liverpool, lost them United, won the other 10. Which is not bad for an 18 side that... I think it's because they have well-rounded depth now, the 18s, because we've signed a lot of guys and kept a lot of guys on that I generally ship out. But yeah, it's not like there's quality there. View draw, here we go. Quarterfinal draw. Sheffield. As long as it's not Liverpool, we're happy. That's good. We're going to play Brighton, and we're going to play Brighton at home with a chance to make the next round. Brighton having a bit of an interesting time on this save, currently sitting inside the relegation zone. On paper, that's a very good draw for us. That is a very good draw. I don't think that's going to be your next episode. I don't generally give you Carabao Cup games. It's more the fact that it's in between some big games. There was an opportunity to give you 2 cup games in today's episode. We're going to get into the PSG game now. I'm going to cut away and come back. Obviously, a very good win. We've got Brighton in the next round. Should be making the semi-final of the Carabao Cup for the 2nd year in a row. I'll be back in a second. Don't go anywhere. Here we go, YouTube. PSG at home against Thomas Tuchel's men. We did lose, unfortunately, to Newcastle. Our reserve side went 1-0 up and played really well, conceding 2 chances in the 89th and 94th minute. Mainly put, we ran out of legs. I was doing stuff with my mum at the time, so I didn't really make any changes to the 88th minute where we conceded. Yeah, it was pretty annoying, because I do think if I was in the room, we probably would have held on. So, poor message there. Just playing a game of FM, focus on the game of FM, because sometimes you need to man manage. With that being said as well, second thing, which is a bit more cool, is our young 6'7" striker in Vélez has just been called up by a Colombian manager for a game on the 12th. My fingers are crossed that he plays, because if he plays, it means he's played an international game, which helps him increase his chance of getting a work permit. And also means that once he's in there as well, as long as he plays well and he comes to me, if he does get a work permit, I can hopefully loan him out to a team where he can hopefully gain a work permit, but obviously put on a show for the Colombian manager so he continues to get picked. In terms of the team here, though, we are at full strength, bar James Justin in for Livramento, still out with that knock, unfortunately. Not fit enough for the bench. Outside of that, it's the same team you just saw play against Newcastle. We're going to focus more on PSG here, who have a fantastic time in the save, I would imagine. Let's go and check that out, though, quickly. So, schedule-wise, currently top in Ligue 1. I would imagine since the save has started, we have seen PSG win the league. Yep, 87, 79, 87, and currently have not lost a game in 12. That's PSG for you. Champions League-wise, PSG played Bayern and drew. Ajax, who we played and won. They actually surprisingly lost the Celtic away, but we're still yet to play as well. Kylian Mbappe is captain. What's new? Let's just do this. Let's go into here. And they're lining up with Donnarumma in net. Kimpembe's always here. Marquinhos always here. Guy here, they signed for 80-odd million. Looks outrageous. Hakimi, not bad. Vitina. Declan Rice, very English themed. See Declan Rice go to PSG a lot in FM though. Mason Mount and Jack Grealish in behind a Kylian Mbappe. That's quite an English lineup. This guy I cannot click on. Lewis Runau. Right. I don't know who you are. If he comes on and scores, I'll be livid. Couple of youngsters here. He looks good, the Tunisian. Give me a scout, please. Decent. Couple of youngsters on the bench, which is always good to see. 18-year-old there as well. It's quite a young bench. He looks okay as a defensive midfielder too. Dino Pereira, Nordi Mukiele, Salcedo from Brighton, Nathan Ake is here as well. Not the greatest bench, I would say. It's a very young bench. They might have a few injuries. Kylian Mbappe obviously is the guy we've got to stop. Look, at home, I almost expect us to put in a performance. And we didn't lose a game in the Champions League to the semi-final last year, so we've got to believe that we can do a job. James Justin now picks the ball up and goes back to Tomori. Finds James Justin. Tomori. And he goes all the way back there to Meslier, who finds Jose Marcha back from his little knock. Luke Thomas. Beats men. Whips it. Oh, what a ball. Mateus Cunha scores. Well, that's why I was happy to sell Christensen for 50 mils. Luke Thomas is just a little bit more attacking, it feels. He definitely looks like it in the match engine. And, well, that is a 1-0 and a very, very, very good start against a very good PSG side. PSG look English. Like, the PSG look English in this. It's 5 at the back, which maybe not too English. If they played 4-4-2 with these players, it'd be like a Brexit in France. But, yeah. Grealish, Mount, Mbappe. Rice, Gahey. It's a very English-themed PSG side. Anyway, lead 1-0. James Justin, this will be a long throw because we always go long from these throws, which makes no sense. It's a good ball out there towards Mbappe. And he's got options inside. Mount. Oh, we're going to get hit on the break. Good block there from Roman Lavia. Don't know what it is. I always try to tell them from throw-ins go short. In that situation, in the match engine, they always go long. I don't like it. Good keeping from Meslier to keep it at 1-0 after 17 played. Good claim of the cross. Exactly what you want. Playing out from the back, definitely something that we'll do even against the PSG side. They do have 5 at the back, so we should be able to outnumber them in the midfield. That ball to Smith Rowe, though, was not the ball. We need to link up with a 6 there, Thomas. You know this. Mbappe won't miss. He does, though. Was offside anyway. Against the five-man midfield, we really should do, or five men at the back, we should be able to outnumber the midfield. That was really poor from us. Ball in back stick, and Mendes hits it straight at Meslier. PSG starting to dominate. We had the first 10 minutes or so in this game. PSG now starting to dominate since then. Probably should have had a 1-1 by now. Time ticks away though. We do lead 1-0, and that's all that matters. Approaching half-time, we've got the lead. Into the 6 should be able to play the other 6, and this is where the space should be for us. Now, see what happens when you don't skip the step? Now Smith Rowe can drop in, and now you can play. Looks for Elise long, but we should win the second ball, and Hassan does. Gets crunched by Mount, though, and Hakimi. Smith Rowe goes flying in, doesn't win it. Wins it on the second attempt, though. Very well done. Yet again, got your fullback. Doesn't want to play it. Now he gets squeezed. Should have been out to James Justin. To Rum. Justin wants, finally gets. Elise presents. Picks it up. Beats his man. Takes him down the line. Kimpembe does well and comes across nicely. Marquinhos. Declan Rice. Elise, good press. Big moment. He's hit the bar. Would have been a great goal to score right on halftime for 2-0. It's a very good first half display. Very good cut and thrust this game. Very even. Very even. James Justin, Smith Rowe. Thuram. Looks for Thomas, puts him under pressure, wins it well, and Hassan with a great ball out to James Justin. Cuts it block, falls back to him, beats Nuno Mendes' tackle, now whips it. Hassan's back stick, all 6'4" of him, heads just over. Unfortunate. Another highlight straight away. A very highlights-friendly game, this one. Looking to squeeze, Declan Rice now. Nuno Mendes, Guehi or Grealish got squeezed, did well to turn, but that's the press. Especially against a midfield that doesn't have an extra number, we generally press really well. It's just all about how they play out the back of the three centre-backs. Thuram now looking for Matheus Cunha, ain't going to find him. Good from Guehi. Elise heads, and we're going to lose out. Grealish now. Mason Mount dropping real deep, which is kind of what they have to do to create that midfield overload. Hakimi. Vitina. Hakimi. Good press. The Sun should have won it, didn't. Mbappe now. Mistake from James Justin. Grealish dinks. 1-1. There's a ball over the top, which James Justin should have dealt with, and he's missed a header, which in elite football doesn't happen. But yeah, we've done well here. Mbappe's ball's alright. Justin never should lose that. Good finish from Grealish once you got the opportunity. Mistake from James Justin. 1-1. Elise hits just wide and just high. Very even game of football. There is no shame in not winning this game. That has to be said as well. Justin now, he looks tired. I'm going to bring him off. Ball inside. Thuram ain't going to win. Grealish. Still going. Still going. Ball over to Mbappe. This is problems. Good tackle. Falls to Marsha. And it's out for a goal kick after hitting the post. Going to get Demirel in as a wing back on defend. Just sit in, don't do too much. Lee Thomas is dead, but I'm not going to bring him off. I'm going to bring Dewsbury Hall in as well as a bit more of a defensive midfielder, I think. Or maybe swap these two around, actually. Elise has had a pretty good game, but is tired. Rooney's been scoring goals and he's developing. Harvey Barnes loves the Champions League. I'm going to move Hassan into here, back a line as well, because he's fit. I'm going to move Harvey Barnes in because he loves the Champions League. This is a big call, but I'm going to go Silva on the left. And the main reason I'm going to go Luis Silva is 17 pace, 17 acceleration. Against a tired Hakimi and Mendes, I want him to run at people. It's the only reason. There we go. It's the first time I've actually played him on his preferred side, which is the right side. To be fair, he's probably better as a winger with his right foot. Oh no, he's got a decent left foot by memory too, so just leave it. This game's going to tick away. If this is a highlight now because I'm thinking about making changes, then Demirel, Hassan dropping back a line. Smith Rowe looking up. Could have had two runners in there. Thomas now. Inside ball. Ball in. Hassan, got to hit. Oh, it took forever. Hit it first time. Well done by the Mexican and Silva. Did very well. Demirel. Hassan. Got to cut it. Doesn't. Demirel. Why would you go back to him there? If they score, I'm going to be asking questions. That is... Oh, that's so annoying. Why? He's not a crossing fullback and he's been man-marked. Thankfully, we get it away from Mbappe. Salcedo now. Silva tackles. Demirel. Is this the highlight? Or this highlight's still going? Very well played out, actually. And that's the highlight there. Right. 1-1, 85th minute. Smith Rowe. Hassan. Demirel. Silva. Ball inside to no one in particular. Very poor ball. And here comes Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish holds up. Mbappe gets squeezed. Doesn't win. Falls though to Meslier. Force him into a mistake. 86th minute. End-to-end game. A pretty good 1-1. Not going to lie. Jose Marshall. Chips out. Tomori under pressure. Heads back to Meslier. Good press from PSG. Good throw to Hassan. We trust his feet. Tomori again. Meslier needs to go second line here. Instead he looks long. Mateus can win a header. We know this. Doesn't win that one though. Salcedo. Feel like PSG just having the better of this end. Mbappe's in here. Good from Meslier. Gonna just get these two to hold in. Wing back on support as well. Winger on attack to stay wide and high. Get in behind. And I'm going to bring Rooney on late doors here for Smith Rowe to maybe pinch us a goal too. 89th minute. Guéhi. Mbappe. Mark Guéhi. Demirel thumps one away. Mount will win. We are getting penned in. PSG starting to really turn the screw. Well done, Jose Marshall. Drewsbury Hall. Harvey Barnes needs runners. Looks for Mateus Cunha. Keeper in no man's land. Is he onside? In the 92nd minute, 91st minute, is he onside? Would have been outrageous. Just off. Oh, was a great ball. Was a great ball. Caught him square. Look, that deserved to be a 1-1 draw. Both teams played amazingly. We only put 2 shots on target all day, which is a bit annoying. Mercifully, we scored with our first. PSG proving that they are a real quality side. Mbappe, Grealish all linking up very, very well. But we just went toe-to-toe with one of the world's best and we got a result. That ain't bad. That is not bad at all. With that being said, that's the end of this episode. We got a draw against PSG. We beat Newcastle in the Cameroon Cup. And next episode arguably could be the Cameroon Cup semi-final. We should make it. Hopefully we beat Brighton. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you and goodbye.